Cheers. Good morning. So today I want to talk with you about your identity and your character that you play. Because this person that you're playing, this character, is he capable of achieving the goals that you want? The answer is probably no, because you would have already achieved those goals. You see, I listened to this audiobook this week. It's called Level Up. It was by like Rob Dial, I'm pretty sure. And dude, this one chapter really stuck out to me. And it was about your identity and how like we make up stories in our head about ourselves and we believe it, and so we act in according to the person who we think we are in our head. It's like a lot of people, it's like building a box. It's like boxing ourselves in like this character. It's like we put on a mask. And he made a really good point about by the way, I'm wearing a hoodie because my hair is like literally a fucking mess. I just woke up, but he made a really good point about the mask that you wear, because a persona is just a mask that we wear. It's not like real. It's really just imagination. Because like we do have a soul. We do have like an inner. I'm positive that like we have a spiritual, like there's a true self behind everything, but we play characters. I'm playing a character right now. I'm a YouTuber. I am a teacher. I am a leader. I give myself these titles and I act according to the person who I think I am. Therefore, I will. So have you ever like met a person who was like, oh no, I can't do that? Or they're like, hold on, give me a minute. They're like, oh, that's just who I am. Oh, I'm just this type of person. It's like they're putting like walls on themselves that they can't get out of. It's like, oh, like I'm not good at math. Well, no shit, you won't be good at math if you tell yourself that. Or it's like, oh no, I can't bench 225. Well, of course, if you're a beginner, you won't be able to. But if you're pretty strong, it's like, then of course you won't. Oh, this fucking ad, bro. By the way, I have jazz in the background. I don't know if I said that, but whatever, just ignore that. But in order to actually achieve the goals that you want, you need to change the character that you play. Okay, so how do we change this character? Through pain, through resistance, through a breakthrough. A breakdown will equal to a breakthrough. You gotta kill your current self. You gotta commit psychological warfare. Psychological suicide against yourself. The person who you were a couple minutes ago, you don't have to be him anymore. You can always change when you're in the present moment. You can always change into a new person. Don't forget that. The thing is, we like to be attached to ourselves. We like to attach to our personality. We like to attach to the things around us, our identity, our race, color, name, what we like. It's like we attach ourselves to these things, and then we like box ourselves in that we're not able to change. How I noticed to be true is I had a couple moments where this happened. I was looking in like stoicism and stuff like that, and like I was reading a bunch of stuff about discipline, and then I was like, you know what, like fuck it, I'm gonna be more of a stoic, I'm gonna be more of a disciplined person. And I acted according to that, and I started making more progress to my goals. But eventually I snapped it back to how I was. Let's say, for example, you're watching porn, right? And you're really struggling to get rid of it. What you can do is be like, I'm not the type of person to do that. I don't do that type of stuff. I don't do that. You gotta tell yourself these things instead of being like, I'm addicted. I can't get over it. I can't. Just stop with that shit. Because words are energy. You have to remember that. Like, those things that you say to yourself matter. Even if it's like a deprecating joke to yourself. Because your mind does not know the difference between what's real and what's not. Okay, let's say right now, imagine there's a bunch of lemons in your mouth. can you kind of like imagine you chewing a bunch of lemons in your mouth? It's kind of sour, right? Your mouth is like a little bit watery now. It's kind of like that. There's no lemons in your mouth, but your mind with your imagination thinks that there is. See, a lot of people, no, right? The word I is a powerful one. It really, like, who is I? Because I attaches to us. Anything that we say after I is meaning to us. That's like been ingrained to us since like we were fucking birthed. But yeah, have you ever been in like the cycle of despair? Like, this guy made a really good point. He called it the emotional cycle of change. Number one, you go through uninformed optimism, which is motivation. You get motivated to try something new, right? Okay, I'm going to change now into this person. Number two, you start to doubt yourself. Okay, you're not getting the results that you want, and so you start doubting, right? You start seeing what it actually costs in order to change. Number three, you fall into the valley of despair, which is where people will quit. Because the benefits you realize are so far, you have to actually put in the work. So that's where people usually quit. And then number four would be you start something new. You repeat the cycle back over again. This is the constant self-improvement loop. Dude, I would go through this like every 3 days, every 2 days, like every single week for months, dude. It was like, I'd wake up and be like, all right, like, fuck that shit. I'm new. I'm a new person. Next day, I'd fucking snap back to how I was. And it was so annoying. So, he also made this really good point. I said, well, you didn't watch, the videos aren't out, but I said this in one of my videos that are coming up. Nothing is good forever, and nothing is bad forever. So, what that really means is life is an experience. It's not going to be all good and all bad. It's like there has to be some type of balance, and that's what life is all about. It's about struggles. It's about those good moments. Because if your life was all happy and dandy, then what's the fucking point? What is the point if it's all just one happy life? It's like happiness is just a feeling, and if you constantly chase that, you will never be happy. Thing is, people are scared to go and like fail. That's why we need to go through trial and error. If you are having a hard time being consistent or becoming the person who you want to become, what I started doing is like I opened up a Google Doc and I started writing down the person who I want to be in like a couple years from now. What does he do? What are his thoughts, his feelings, his actions? Who are the people around him? What is his work? What is his daily schedule? Really imagine in your head and tell yourself a story. Fuck, my bad. Tell yourself a story that will actually benefit you, instead of saying I can't, I'm not this, I'm not this, I'm not that. You can be whoever you want. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. You can be whoever you want, whenever you want. You can change right now. After this video, you can be a brand new person. Do not forget that. You can change whenever you want. The ego in the brain will be the thing that stops you from doing that. It will stop you from changing, because the ego, it loves to be attached to its persona. It loves it. So you have to just fight back. You have to push past resistance. See, and there's this like, so what happens is you have this identity in your head of who you are, and then your identity influences your actions, and then your actions get results, and your results reinforce the identity. It's a cycle, it's a loop. So it all starts with your identity and then actions, because your thoughts really don't mean anything, really. What matters is the actions that you put in to reinforce the results, to reinforce the identity. If you want to be more of a bodybuilder, you want to get more muscles, what does he do? What are the actions he takes? He eats more food. He maybe does more research. He lifts harder, goes heavier. It's like, think about things like that. if you're having a hard time being consistent, start telling yourself, I'm a consistent person, and then show up. And then when you show up, those are the results, and those results will reinforce your identity. And then momentum, and then confidence, and then you're on a roll. So I kind of hope this video has helped you like kind of understand. I'm gonna make a like full guide on this, because this is like, I feel like this is really important. This can help a lot of people with this. And dude, because our identity is like perception, how you perceive the world is literally all controlled by your imagination. It's insane. It's like perception's not just what it is, it's what you think it is. It's called, he calls it cognitive distortion. But yeah, that's all I'm gonna give you. I have like 4 pages worth of notes, but I'm gonna do a full video on this in the future. And I hope you have a good day. Continue your journey and keep moving forward.